Hello, this is Lucy with another precious Puerto Rican recipe. I'm making guiso puertorriqueño, which of course will require some type of sofrito. And into my blender goes 1/2 of a diced large onion, or you can use a whole medium onion. Adding 6 to 8 culantro leaves. I seeded and cleaned 6 to 8 mini sweet peppers. And although it's not one of the traditional ingredients, I'm adding 4 or 5 basil leaves and 2 small branches of rosemary. I diced 1 long cubanelle green pepper, and into the blender it goes. You can also add now the garlic and the fresh oregano if you wish, but I'm leaving it for later. Everything is blended together, and find yourself the biggest pot you have in the kitchen and add about 3 pounds of beef for stew. Or buy yourself a big chunk of beef and cut it in cubes. Add the blended ingredients. Add about 10 cups of water. At this point, I'm adding the basil leaf, the oregano, and the garlic. I'm waiting for the water to boil, and then I'm going to lower the temperature to simmer. Lightly cover the pot and let it simmer for about 2 hours until the meat is completely tender. In the meantime, I'm cutting all the roots. This is the cassava root. Make sure you peel and clean completely before you cook this root. This is the yautía, and this is the violet kind. It's a very soft root. When you buy at the grocery store, purchase enough of each root to serve 1 piece of each with each serving. We are cutting each about 1-inch square pieces. This is the ñame. It is a very soft root as well. Cut very easy, although they come in big chunks pieces. This is a malanga. The malanga is very distinctive because of the polka dots. It has violet polka dots inside. It's a little bit hotter than the ñame, but it also cuts really easy. This next one is the sweet potato. We call it batata dulce. It's a little harder to cut, but it's very sweet when it cooks, and it changes color, like a grayish color when it's cooked. Here are all my veggies or my roots. Whatever is left over, I'm going to freeze. Now the meat is completely cooked or tender, so I'm going to separate the meat from the broth, and I'm going to try to clean as much as possible the broth. I'm going to remove all of the sofrito ingredients. All of the flavors are in the broth already, so we don't need that. I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, and I'm tasting for salt, and I'm adding about 1 tablespoon of salt. In that broth, I'm going to cook the roots, and I added about 2 cups of additional water. I'm going to wait until the water is boiling, and in the meantime I'm going to be grating 1 green plantain. Then I add the grated plantain to the water. Also, I'm going to add some corn. If you notice, I had to replace my pot. The other one was getting too small. And we cook the roots in the lowest temperature on your stove, which is to simmer, for about 40 to 45 minutes until the roots are al dente, not too soft and not too hard. Then at this point, we're going to add the meat. Then we cover and let it cook in low temperature for about 15 additional minutes, and the stew is ready to be served. Buen provecho. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you like this recipe. Please come back to see me again. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.